Hello humans, it's just Martine and welcome to the beginning of another 24 in 48 hour reading vlog. I'll link some of my past ones of these up here, but basically I'm going to try to read as much as I can in 48 hours. I once accomplished actually reading a full 24 hours in that time. It may never happen again. Anyway, the point is we're here for a fun weekend of reading. It's currently 3:45 p.m. on Friday, September 16th, and I'm going to be starting this around 5, so I just wanted to get this vlog started so that I can actually be reading at that time. But I'll update you with everything that I am reading as I go along. Time to read. Good morning. It's Saturday morning, and I am finally getting myself out of bed. I've been laying here awake, but with my eyes closed for quite a while, I'll be honest with you. Last night, I managed to get 5 hours of reading done, which is a really great start to this. So maybe starting at 5 p.m. was like the right time for me, because usually I start it later and then, yeah. Anyway, so I got 5 hours of reading done, which pretty much equated to like 400 pages across lots and lots of different books. So I don't have any particular book thoughts that aren't related to other vlogs at the moment. As I get ready for the day, I'm going to put my headphones in and listen to my audiobook. It's the 5th Mortal Instruments book, but I forget the name of it. Go me. Hello, it's just past 11:30. I just got back from lunch. So basically this morning I did all my reading while I was first getting ready and then going to breakfast and then to the gym and then to lunch. And now I'm finally back. I have to say the best tool to get the most possible reading done in a short amount of time is to include audiobooks in the mix, because every time I get up to do an activity that I can't be looking at a book or an ebook for, I start the timer for my audiobook. And I'm still getting reading time, but I can do other things while I do it, which is nice. So I'm making fantastic progress on City of Lost Souls. I'm like 63% of the way in, and when I started this yesterday, I'm pretty sure I was like 10% of the way in. We're talking on that, and it's not like a short book or something. I've also been doing reading for like Bookathon that I'll talk about in that vlog. I did do my 75 hard reading challenge for the day, 30 minutes movement, 30 minutes backlist book, 30 minutes ARC or ebook. I don't have any ARCs I need to read right now, so it was an ebook. I've officially been reading for about 8.5 hours now since I started, which is fantastic progress. I'm a third of the way done. Huzzah. Very much thanks to the audiobook. Also the fact that I don't have anyone to eat all my meals with, so I just read through meals. So yeah, now I'm going to hopefully get some more reading done, and I guess I'll fill you in later. It's approaching 3:30, and so I thought I'd drop in and give you a bit of an update. I've been jumping between various books all afternoon, but just now I sat down and read Dolphins at Daybreak and Ghost Town at Sundown by Mary Pope Osborne, which are 2 of the September books for the Magic Tree House read along, so that's good. I think I'm giving both of them like 3.5 stars. I don't think it was their fault. I think it was just like my brain didn't really want Magic Tree House today, so they didn't slap as hard as they could have. Especially because I'm not sure if I'd ever read Ghost Town at Sundown before, so I was really excited for that one. But then I was like, meh, reading it. But I could be totally wrong. I could have read it before. Meanwhile, Dolphins at Daybreak, I know for sure that I've read before because Chick-fil-A at one point was giving away Magic Tree House CDs as their like kids meal toy or prize. And my sister and I had the CD for Dolphins at Daybreak, and so we listened to it falling asleep all the time. So I knew it very well, but it was nice to have that little bit of nostalgia today. Another exciting thing is that I hit 12 hours of reading for the weekend, which is super great. So we're halfway to the 24. Who knows? Maybe it will happen. 12 hours is usually about the amount of reading time that I get in when I try to do these 24 and 48 challenges. So I'm mighty pleased with myself. I've also passed the 1,000 page mark this weekend, which is exciting. I'm at like 700 pages today, which is Cool, that's the update, and I'm probably gonna stop this video and get back to reading. So tight. It's 9:40 p.m. and I'm probably about to get ready to fall asleep, but I wanted to give you an update because I just officially hit 18 hours. It might actually hit the 24 hours. That would be so crazy. That would be wild. And I'm like still enjoying reading right now, which is nice. So I guess we'll see how I feel when I wake up tomorrow as a person who read like 13 hours today. Right now I'm reading Crashing the A-List amongst some other things. Tomorrow morning I owe you a review of a short story collection and then The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. But my brain is not functional enough to give you a review right now, so I shan't be doing so. Huzzah. You, on the other hand, are huge. Happy Sunday. I just got back from like a brunch lunch situation. Anyway, I'm now sitting at 21 hours, so 3 hours to go, and I just finished City of Lost Souls, which I'm giving 3.5 out of 5 stars. I can't even express my thoughts on it truthfully because it's so late in the series, like 5 books into the Mortal Instruments. It was like a fun time. I'm having fun with this series. It's not my new favorite thing, but like I'm really comfortable in the world now, so I enjoy reading it. But that does mean that I'm down an audiobook, so I either have to pick a new audiobook or stop relying on audiobooks to get through these last 3 hours. So I guess we'll see what happens. Goals for the rest of the time: I need to do my physical reading for my 75 hard reading challenge. I did my ebook reading for that. And then I want to get some of Crashing the A-List read. And I think those are my main like priorities. Okay, I'm reading this book, loving it, by the way. It's like an enemies to lovers fake dating situation. Anyway, we're finally out of the enemies part, but still fake dating. And there's this line that says, "Every time I think I've seen all 7 circles of hell, a new circle appears and Satan says, 'Hold my beer.'" Oh, this book is just so wild. It's so out there, and I'm loving that about that. This is exactly what I need to be reading today. It's like raining out. I'm feeling good. Okay, back to it. Things are going downhill quickly. I'm unwell. I have like 80 pages left of this book and I'm so stressed out. I'm so stressed out. Little changes in the way I talk, the way I focus in on changes in the way I walk. Tell the story how it can have gone. It's in the present. So I'd probably already finished my 24 hours and I'm 24 minutes away from crashing the A-List, but I had to leave because we had a lab emergency. Somebody couldn't get into the lab that needed to, and I live like 5 minutes away from the lab, so I just literally sprinted over to let them in. But now hopefully I'm gonna go finish that book even though my time is up because I'm so stressed out right now. I'm so stressed out. Just another one of these funny lines. I can't believe you play squash with David Tennant and that you call him Dave. It's his name. So I gave this book 5 stars. Listen, when I lay down for you my reviews of everything from this weekend that I haven't already talked about, some people will be rightfully alarmed that I'm giving this a higher rating than The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but I need you to know this book made me feel so many things. I cannot remember the last time a book stressed me out as much as this book stressed me out. And I would like to point out that I knew that in my 24 hours I was not going to finish this book, so I read past the 24 hours mark. Usually I'm so burnt out by reading in a weekend I don't even make it to that 24-hour mark. So to keep reading after it, you know this had me. You know this had me. This author makes me so mad because she knows how to build plot tension, how to like make you sit there for pages feeling as awkward as the characters are. Like, just get to it, get to it, get to the conversation. Is this a Pulitzer Prize winner? No. Is this such a fun book? Absolutely. I had such a good time with this. Such a good time with this. This had like everything I'd want in a romance book and nothing that I didn't want. I loved it. I had such fun time with this. If you don't know, Crashing the A-List is basically about this girl. Her life is falling apart. Like, absolutely falling apart. She's started sleeping on her brother's couch, and she's going to be cleaning out these, like, U-lock type, you know, like, the storage lockers. She's cleaning some of those out for a like local storage locker company. While she's going through the storage locker, she finds this information from an old escort service, and her friend encourages her to use that information to blackmail this one actor. She refuses, but her drunken self messes up and calls him anyway, and it's made believable how she can contact him actually, so I was impressed by that. And then obviously he gets mad anyway, so they hate each other, and then they end up in a fake dating situation. And I have to tell you, this was such a good time. And usually I would not be able to cheer on a romance that miscommunicated as much as this one did, but I was fully in it. I fully understood every choice each of the characters made. I like got it, and there was also like an addendum at the end that I was like, yes, I'm comfortable with this ending. This is not going to be everybody's new favorite book, but it sure is one of mine. I was in the mood for a book with like celebrities in it. I was in the mood for a rom-com. This delivered. The main character's best friend was so funny. She made me die laughing so many times. She was insane. From start to finish, I loved her so much. What a way to end this reading challenge. Let me gather my thoughts and then I'll talk to you about some other books. Great, so the two other books I have to talk to you about are Everyone on the Moon is Essential Personnel, which is a short story collection, and then The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I'll start with this. I gave it 3 stars. Part of me feels like I should have given it lower. This is definitely not one of the like short story collections I enjoyed as much as I usually enjoy short story collections. But there were some things about this that were like just quirky enough for me to be like good, giving it a 3-star rating. So there was one that like sounded as if one of my friends in particular, who has a very specific cadence of like speech, was dictating this story, because things were like capitalized and just the very way it was written. I was like, this sounds like my one friend, which was insane to me. I didn't know that you could capture that so well in writing. And like, it wasn't me making up, it was the way it was written, which was insane. The longest story for which this book got its title was one of the stories I preferred more than the others, which is good because it was also the longest. It was like 80 pages long, and this book is like 200 pages. So it was a good chunk of it. So the fact that I enjoyed it more than some of the other books was like a redemption fact for this. It still wasn't my favorite of the stories, but it was like near the top. Anyway, so I'm glad I read this. Moving on. Then I read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I'm giving this 4.5 stars. Here's the thing. I really liked it, and I had some moments that made me feel emotional. And I understand why so many other people have rated it 5 stars. But personally, it didn't make me feel as much as a 5-star book would have. And that's not about writing quality or anything. It's about feelings and connection to the character. And second of all, the way that the internet has talked about this book for so long, I knew the biggest component of this going in, which I don't think ruins it entirely. A 4.5 is obviously still an impeccable rating, but it did detract from going in completely blind. There were also some things that I figured out along the way that definitely detracted, like the big reveal at the end for why the girl was there. My highest suspicion was what was confirmed. And so that was really dramatized in a way that was like, you'll never believe this. And I totally did. So that did take away from it a little. It was a fascinating book though, and it's hyped for a reason. So definitely 100% did love that book. This one I think just caught me off guard in loving it. Like I feel weird giving this a 5-star because like, I don't know, I don't want other people to judge this 5-star-ness, but there are some books that are so hyped and you read them and you're like, this was good and I was expecting it to be. And that's what my experience was like with The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This book looks fun and hopefully it will just be like a light fluffy time. And it was like, oh my gosh, this gave me even more than I was asking for. When a book gives me more than I'm asking for, more than I'm expecting, it usually ends up a 5-star. In total, so far this weekend, because I might read later, because I'm actually not tired of reading, believe it or not, but I'm definitely going to take a break now. But so far this weekend, I've read like 24.5 hours, which is insane. And I've read like 2,200 pages. So I made some great progress. You didn't even hear about all the books I finished in this because some of them went into my Bookathon vlog. In total, I was near the end of several, and some were really short like Magic Tree House, but I did finish 9 books in the span of this weekend, which really helps with my Goodreads numbers for the month. And now I have to go into Goodreads and like update all of that, which is going to be slightly nightmarish, I won't lie to you. So this weekend was a huge success. I'm like so happy with how this went. I like didn't read anything I truly didn't like. I had a fun time. I wanted to keep reading past the time. This honestly could not have gone better. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and comment down below what's a book that you read recently that surprised you, for good or for bad. And subscribe for more reading, writing, and college lifestyle content. And until next time, bye humans, bye!